I'll just give you a little bit of history, so just bear with me. Faughart Graveyard stands at the southern end of the Gap of the North, which is also known as the Moiry Pass. Faughart has strategic importance for many centuries. The road here at Faughart Graveyard is one of the 5 great ancient roads of Ireland that leads to Tara. The hill of Faughart has been the scene of much bloodshed, and many battles were fought here, some documented and others undocumented. Battles between the legendary Cuchulainn and Queen Maeve occurred here sometime between 50 AD and 50 BC. Not only did their armies battle, but they also killed most of the inhabitants in this entire area. While in 248 AD, Cormac Ulfata, king of whatever that says, sorry guys, I'm just not too good at pronouncing Irish words.
Spell.
Around 450 BC, St. Bridget was born here in Faughart, and St. Patrick baptised her and her parents at a holy spring where the holy well now stands. St. Bridget and her sister, who is St. Monina, remember now we've done the Killeavy Old Church's graveyard, we came in contact with St. Monina. Well, St. Monina and St. Bridget were actually sisters, and I never actually knew that until our researcher Linda did the history of Faughart, and it's only when I found that out, and it was very, very interesting, you know. So they were baptised by where the holy well now stands, and Bridget's hut or cell is actually still here, and I'll take us over to it now. I'm sorry for the poor lighting conditions, guys, but we're actually trying to do more investigations in the proper way to investigate, because you're able to see more shadow figures and more apparitions when you get your eyes acclimatized to the dark. And this is actually St. Bridget's cell here, and there would have been around, you know, enough space for, how many was it, Linda?
150.
150 abbesses. So yeah, so St. Bridget's hut or cell, as it's called, is still here. And her sister St. Monina, she founded the monastery or the nunnery at Faughart, and the disputed dates are between 450 and 650 AD. As Linda said, there was room here for 150 abbesses here at Faughart, but it seems to be that St. Bridget's one is the only one that's still standing. So between 1540 and 1603, Lord Mountjoy camped at Faughart Hill many times in the reign of Elizabeth I, but couldn't break through the Moiry Pass. In 1596, Hugh O'Neill and Hugh O'Donnell met with the Earl of Ormond and Archbishop of Cashel at the Hill of Faughart. This meeting led to the start of the 9 Years' War. In 1600, Lord Mountjoy eventually took Moiry Pass, built Moiry Castle and left the area. In June 1690, King William passed over the hill on his way to the Boyne and sacked everything in sight. More recent events show unbaptised babies were buried outside the walls of the graveyard and discovered when the car park was being built, but reburied in the graveyard. Eamon Malloy, who was put on a shallow grave here, this is where his remains were found. He was one of the disappeared, and that's basically just a quick recap on the history of Faughart. So it is. So we'll just take a wee walk around, folks, and we'll get kicked off with the investigation very, very shortly. Here we go, Dee.
Okay.
Good man, thank you.
If you need me again, give me a call.
Not a bother, not a bother. So, I just have a newbie piece of equipment tonight here, guys. This is called the Ghost Meter Pro. It's an EMF meter, and you can also use it to ask spirits questions as well. Basically, it's one of these meters where it flashes once for yes and twice for no. Our friends in the Carrickfergus team used it very successfully down in Duckett's Grove over the past couple of times that we were down there. So we're hoping to get communication from a few spirits here tonight. So because I'm live streaming, guys, I'm not really taking part in the investigation, and you know, I know a lot of you say you love the live streams. That's one of the reasons I don't like live streams anymore, because I find it very, very hard to concentrate, folks. And that's why after tonight there'll not be another live stream for about another month, because basically what I'm trying to do as a paranormal researcher, I'm trying to broaden my own skills, and I'm going to do anything, you know, that'll help me broaden my skills as a paranormal investigator. So I'll just take us on a wee sort of tour of the graveyard at the minute. As I say, a lot of it is, I'll tell you what I'll do, maybe to make it a wee bit brighter I'll put on the green light. I don't know whether that's any brighter or not. It's brighter here. So I'll take us over to St. Bridget's Well. So here we are, guys. Here's our special guest this evening. Here's Mark. Mark's one of the people who have very kindly donated to the team. And this is Tanya and Liz, our friends from RAP Ireland.
Hello.
We're very, very grateful for them to come up tonight and join us for the investigation. So I'm just taking us down around St. Bridget's Shrine now, folks. And then throughout the course of the evening we will try to get some communication with different spirits, and from what I am led to believe, this place is very, very active. So we're actually down along the front wall here, guys, just before we head to see St. Bridget's Shrine. I'll just show you the car park here at Faughart Graveyard. Really, there's nothing much to see here anyway, but it's just here in the car park. This is where the babies were supposed to have been buried, just outside these walls, and I'm delighted to hear that they were actually reburied inside the place, because I think it would be an absolute insult to actually build a car park on top of where people are buried, you know. So I'm glad to hear they have been reincarcerated, reburied in the graveyard itself. So Clodagh's just going round with a video camera. So we've just split up into teams, guys. Everybody's going to be doing their sort of own investigation. We find that's really the best way to go about things, instead of one big team sticking together and doing the same thing, you know, with one person doing one thing and a lot of people standing around doing nothing, you know. That's, I mean, I would love to be getting stuck into investigating tonight, but because I'm doing this I can't, and that's why, you know, we are cutting back on live streams. So we're actually in the ruins of the church here. I actually walked through the ruins of the church a couple of minutes ago and didn't even realise that I did it. Here we are here. So I'll take you over and I'll show you Edward. So I do apologise for the lack of light, folks, but one thing we have learned from the other teams when we first started to attend Duckett's Grove and work with other paranormal teams is that it's always best to investigate in the dark, or in very low light, and that's why I had the red light and the green light on, because there isn't much light out of it. There's plenty of light from the street lights outside, so we don't need any more torchlight. I've actually found the past couple of times that we investigated down at Duckett's Grove, when we were investigating in the dark, when my eyes acclimatised to the darkness, I was able to see shadow figures and apparitions far better than I ever would have been. As a matter of fact, actually in the dark, I've seen more shadow figures and apparitions this past few weeks than I have in my whole lifetime, you know. So this is the graveside of Edward de Bruce, the brother of Robert de Bruce. As you know, Robert de Bruce was the compatriot of William Wallace. I'm sure you have all seen the movie Braveheart. Well, this is the grave of Edward de Bruce. Now, there's all sorts of rumours whether he's buried here or whether he's not buried here. Nobody really seems to know. So this is it here, guys. While I'm here, folks, I'm just going to pull out the little Ghost Pro and see, can I make contact? Just turn it on. Oh. So have we any spirits with us this evening? If you have anybody here, could you come over and just make this little device flash once for a yes? We're not here to harm you in any way, spirits. We're only here to communicate and find out a little bit of history. We don't mean you any harm in any way. If the spirit of Edward de Bruce is here, could you come forward? Edward de Bruce, the King of Ireland, he was actually killed in the Battle of Faughart on the 14th of October 1318. So if we have any spirits here, could you please make this flash once for a yes? No. Nothing at the minute. And to be quite honest, folks, the feeling I'm getting at the minute, I'm not actually really getting a feeling that there's spirits around us. Are you picking anything up, CJ, at all? No. Sensing anything? No. CJ is a new member of our team, and CJ is very good at sensing when there's spirits around and things like that. So if she's not picking anything up, then there mustn't be anything here or anything around us. I'll just walk through the church ruins again. Oh! Oh, this is going nuts. This just went absolutely nuts. Did you see that, guys? You heard it, yeah. That actually went up to the full 5 milligauss. That means, guys, that actually means we have a strong energy here among us. And it's not from overhead power lines, because there is no overhead power lines in here. There's no power lines or anything run under the graveyard. So there was definitely a strong energy as soon as I walked into the ruins of the church here. Here we go. Just right at this spot. Right at this spot. Have you any spirits here who would like to communicate with us? If you have any spirits here, could you please come forward and just make my little device flash once? Or if you have any spirits here, could you make it do what it did there just a minute ago? No. And guys, it's got nothing to do with my mobile phone either. Mobile phones can interact with these, but it's only really if you hold them close. That's why I'm actually holding mine at a good distance away, so that it isn't. But at the same time, if the mobile phone was interfering with it, it would have interfered with it the whole way around here, not just when I walked into the ruins of the church. So there was definitely an energy here with us a minute ago. It seems to have gone. Where it's gone, I don't know. That's what we could be getting this evening, just spirits wandering around. Just they mightn't want to communicate at all. Could just be walking past us, going about their own business. We found that down at Duckett's Grove as well, on many of the occasions that we were down. Well, we're only down on 2 occasions, but many times throughout them occasions, we found the spirits were just going about their own business and not really wanting to communicate. And unfortunately, guys, sometimes that's just the way it is. Well, you not know. Yeah, I suppose you need to come up maybe during the day to find it. Yeah. And Damien was even saying there, guys, he wasn't getting anything on the coldest box. So, here, David, you getting anything? Yeah.
Not as strong as down at the lockkeeper, so behind this as well.
Right. Yeah, because I walked into the ruins of the church and this here went nuts. Yeah, but then, oh, there's it again.
Have you got your phone on flight mode?
Sure, I can, sure, I'm live streaming.
Well then, see, that's going to affect that phone.
But not if you hold it a good bit away. Because I've been walking around, see with it like this here. And it's only sort of went off when I went into the ruins. You know, so that's why I'm holding it a good distance away. So yeah, that's why I'm holding this a good distance away, guys. If I was to hold this close to the phone, then it would be going off left, right and centre. But it only went off when I went into the ruins, not when I've been walking about, so it's got nothing to do with the phone. And that's another reason why I don't like live streaming, because there is some equipment that we do use where you do have to have your phone on flight mode, and when you have it on flight mode, obviously you can't live stream. So but I just thought you've never got really a proper live stream this past while. I know I did a few down in Duckett's Grove the first time, and I done one last week, but you've never really got any sort of lengthy ones this past while. So that's why we're doing one this evening. So I'm not really into it. Oh, there we go. I'm picking something up right here, and you can see this is well away from my phone. Well away from my phone. Hello, have anybody here would like to come forward? Anybody would like to make contact? Here, Damien. Damien. You want to take the coldest box round here a wee second? Just, when I stood here, this went off again, just to see if we can make contact with anybody. So. Ah, here's the ghost broken off. So here comes Damien with the coldest box.
Is there any spirits here? I'd like to make contact.
I'll just hold this a good bit away from the coldest box just in case. There's something getting through there. So Damien, is the coldest box on, guys, because of this thing going off?
Obvious. Can you speak clearly?
So I just turned the GoPro off there, the Ghost Pro off. Have you any spirits here would like to come forward?
You get anything on your spirit? No.
I haven't used mine yet. Mine just sort of walking around.
Yeah.
Have you anyone at all would like to come forward and say hello? We're here as your friends, and we mean you the utmost respect. My name is Pabs, this is Damien, and this is Clodagh, and Linda, and CJ. Nothing at all. So that's what
that happens.
That happens. That's what it could be, as I says earlier on, folks. It could just be the spirits walking around minding their own business. You know, a lot of times they just don't want to communicate. They just want to be left alone. And a lot of times too, it isn't actually intelligent spirits that you're getting as well. A lot of times it can actually just be residual. So basically it's not actual spirits that you're getting, it's just energies that you're getting walking past you too that can actually set off devices as well. And that can be the case here. You know, here would be, you could get a residual haunting here, and intelligent hauntings here as well. So I'm just going to take us over to Liz and Tanya. Hi ladies. A few of your wee meters, just stay away from you because I have the phone on.
We're recording as well, so hopefully we'll pick up what you're hearing as well when you do your playback. So that will correlate that you've heard and we've heard the same thing from the playback and EVP session.
Yeah.
We have done a dowsing rod session and spirits are happy that we're here. So.
Are they happy? Yeah.
Yeah, and they said they will interact with us too. So.
Oh, nice one.
Because they said that we're here with respect and they understand that.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
We're just getting some up and over and set up our wee meter.
So that'll be a rampod you have, is it?
Yes.
So you can see the ladies from RIP Ireland, they have a little rampod sitting there, so I'm not going to go too close either. And the spirits have said they're happy enough to communicate with this evening, and that's good. That's a good thing.
It is, very much.
And they're happy we're here. So there shouldn't be much negativity.
Yeah.
Not all.
So upon the spirits here present, come forward and join us. We're here with respect and we mean you no harm. If you could tell us your name. You can tell us what year it is for you. Do you know your age? Are you aware that you're in the spirit world? Again, with respect, we ask and we mean no harm and expect no harm in return. In this beautiful graveyard this evening, and the early hours of the morning, there's a few people here, and we all have wee devices in our hand. With these wee devices, we can hear you talk, then you play it back. So if you have any questions for us, or you'd just like to hear your voice, speak into these wee boxes in our hand, and we'll play it back and let you hear your voice.
So Liz is just doing an EVP session here, and she's going to play it back in a while.
alien spirits with respect, we ask you to communicate with us. We mean you no harm, expect no harm in return. If you can draw close to have the wee device in the glass here light up, it would really be appreciated.
So we'll come back to the ladies in another wee while, guys. We'll just walk around. And Damien's walking around with the coldest box. So we'll just take a little walk over to Damien and see how Damien's getting on. I so wish I was able to take part in the investigation. How am I supposed to become a paranormal investigator when all I'm doing is walking around with a phone and I can't do anything myself? And it's actually to see a nice small number of people tonight. When we used to have the likes of 150, 200 people, that's one of the reasons I cut down on the live streams too, because I don't like being in the limelight like certain other people, you know.
Any spirit would like to come forward and talk up.
Is that a man and woman there, was it?
Yeah, just couldn't understand what they were saying. Could you repeat that, please?
Could you come forward and tell us your name, spirits? My name is Pabs, this is Damien.
Can I say hey?
Hi.
Hello?
And the secret is too, folks, always leave at least 20 to 30 seconds between questions to give spirits a chance to build up the energy to answer you.
Get it in down there.
Liz and Tanya were getting a wee bit, they're doing an EVP session down there. But there's too many gathered round, so that's why I came away.
Oh, it's...
Hello.
Hello? Who's this?
Tell me this here, have we Gabriel or Amelia with us this evening?
That sound like a younger.
Yeah.
Can the young lady, can you say hello to us again?
He said Pabs or?
Not again.
Not again, huh? I'm forever getting my name. Guys, you see over this past fortnight, I know I haven't been live streaming much, but any investigations, I have been getting my name called flat out.
On shenanigans.
On shenanigans. They're even talking about the name of the page. Have we any of the spirits who have been following us to investigations? Are you here this evening with us?
That sounded like Pabs.
Yeah, that sounded like
That was a
Pabs.
girl.
Hello. Hello, madam. Can you tell us your name? And are you one of the spirits following us around?
Do you know my name?
Not really getting much. They're sort of in and out.
In and out, Pop.
Oh, those spirits came through earlier on and said the Liz that they were happy enough to communicate with us this evening,
Yeah.
but they don't seem to be doing much, you know. They don't seem to be doing much.
Does anyone else like to say hello?
Somebody said yeah there, was it? You know who I'd love? I'd love that guy Edward the Bruce to come through.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask this random. So we have naked around us.
Somebody said no. So if it isn't Michael, then who is it? What is your name?
That's all girl trying to say something.
Were you one of the people killed here at the Battle of Faughart? Probably said yes there.
Yeah.
And was that back in the year 1318?
The pads again. Linda. Pads.
Spirit, are you able to tell us what year it is? What's that there? Oh, right. Oh, it could be anything. Yeah. Could be anything.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not really many.
It's not?
No. There seemed to be more activity coming from over where Liz and Tanya was, but even at that there wasn't much. And the Spurs even says they wanted to, they're happy to communicate. But
what did I say with that place? But you have to go down steps.
We'll go over into the St. Bridget's Shrine. That's over here, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't find it. I've lost my bearings.
I know, you can't find it in the dark.
I was actually looking for it there myself when I was with CJ at one stage. I just can't remember where it was whenever.
Yeah. It's over here somewhere, isn't it?
The one I think it's on over. Yeah, I think it's on over here.
On over this way, is it?
Oh, God. Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it's very, very hard to find your bearings in the dark sometimes. Yeah, well, it's because of the terrain of this graveyard. That's the reason I have the green light on. You know, I still much prefer the darkness. It's far, far better. You're able to see. You're able to see the shadow figures. Like we seen seeing Ducats last week.
Yeah.
We seen a hell of a lot of shadow figures. You know, just by getting our own eyes acclimatized to the dark.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, in here.
There we go.
So here we are, guys. We're just over. This is the well, isn't it?
This is the well, isn't it?
Just over by St. Bridget's Well, guys. So I'm just going to take my little Ghost Pro out and see.
There's the well.
There's the well, that's right. So,
See what we get here. You want to use a GoPro first?
Use a GoPro first. First of all, I would just like to say we are here with respect. We do not mean any harm. We realise this is an important place for a lot of people. It is an important site. It is a holy site, and we do not mean to disrespect it. Have we any spirits with us who would like to come forward? If we have St. Bridget or St. Monina here, could you just please come forward and just stand in front of this little device I have in my hand? I know the things that we are using here tonight, they were unheard of in your time. But these are the tools that we use in our time for communicating from our world to your world. We're up at Faughart Graveyard, Shane. Nobody here at all, and I'm not even picking up anything. Know my own senses.
Yeah.
Not.
I see that to CJ earlier, remember? It's relaxing.
Yeah. But the spirits said to Liz and Tanya earlier on, they were happy enough to communicate, but there doesn't seem to be much communication coming through. You know, so I just statue of our Lord there. Hello.
Hello.
What about you, big man?
I'll speak.
So we're not getting much activity up here tonight, guys. But at the same time, I'm not going to end the live stream. We'll find the other members of the other teams. Did you see where David and the RAP guys went to see you? Over this side, Not much activity tonight, folks. Down here too. But here, do you want to know something? See the way for a while we were getting over 200 people on the live stream. Tonight we've only 48, and that's the number I'm happy with. Remember the live streams we would have done last winter when only 20 or 30 people would have tuned in? That's when I was at my happiest with the team, with the page. You know, I just don't like the limelight. And I know, guys, some of you are saying about getting somebody to do the live streams for me, while I can take part in the investigation. It's not just that, folks. I just don't like the limelight, so I don't want the camera on me all the time. You know, so that's why I'm not getting anybody to do live streams for me. So we'll just go and see if we can find any of the rest of the team, and we'll see. There's Tanya and Liz up here. So we'll see, we'll take a wee walk around with them and see if they're getting anything. So that's basically what I'm just going to be doing this evening, folks. I'm just going to be going from different team to team. And just use my little Ghost Pro whenever I can. Sometimes it can be very hard to get them Ghost Pros. Mine actually had to come from the States. There was nowhere in Ireland or Britain sold them. With Liz and Tanya from RAP Ireland, guys.
Yeah, just moving around trying to see the energies as we're walking around, and they're moving. No one's staying in any one place.
I sort of found myself, to see when I'm using the Ghost Pro, they're just coming past and walking on. They're not stopping to actually talk.
No.
You know.
They're nosy. They've got to get to know us.
Yeah, because it's our first time here, you see. And that's the thing too, guys. As I've heard me say it on the live stream before, a lot of places when we go to it for the first time, the spirits will be reluctant to communicate because, you know, spirits were people here on earth at one time too, and they have to get to know us, they have to get to trust us. You know, they've never seen us before, they don't know what we're like. So, you know, even if we don't get much this time, the likelihood is when we come back and the spirits know that we're not here to harm them or do any damage to the place, we'll get better communication the next time. You know, and it's always important to be respectful to spirits, whether they want to communicate with you or not. In the old days of this team, you know, we were a team that would have provoked spirits a lot and stuff like that, and if spirits didn't want to communicate, we would have not been happy. What I've learned over the past while, guys, you respect all spirits, whether they're good spirits or malevolent spirits. You don't provoke them. You know, if you go around provoking spirits, you know, you've no right to really call yourself a paranormal investigator. And you can see this is really what an investigation is all about. It's not about just turning up and putting on a spirit box in the hope that somebody will come through and talk to you. It's about carrying out all different forms of experiments and things like that. It's not all about showing up and sticking on shitty apps and getting false soundboards coming through, pretending to be spirits when it's really not. That ain't much coming through at all, girls.
No.
No?
At the moment it's completely still here.
Yeah. I can't even feel anything. Yeah, they're on the move. They're sussing us out.
And that's the right to do so.
Yeah. And that's what the spirits are doing tonight, guys. They're sussing us out, and as Liz just said, they have every right to do so. I have to say, you know, over the past 4 weeks, this past month, the teams that we have met and the teams that we have worked with, we have gained a hell of a lot of knowledge from these teams. It's been an absolute privilege to work with these teams, and you know, it's a privilege that Liz and Tanya and Alison have come up tonight to investigate with us. Hopefully next week we're going to have members of the Carrickfergus team come up and investigate with us. So, I see we've only 42 people tuned in so far, and I would say it's them 42 people, it's you 42 people that would really understand paranormal investigation. Because a lot of people, when they tune in and they don't hear us talking to spirits, then all of a sudden they turn off again. And that's fine too, that's fine too. They really don't know much about paranormal investigation if they're doing that. And I just found myself over the past couple of months as well, you know. So I'm just going to take you over, guys, to Mark. Mark is our special guest tonight. Mark is one of the people who has been very, very kind to donate money towards the group. And that's what happened, guys. If you donate towards us, you get taken out on an investigation. How you doing, Mark? How you find the investigation this evening?
It's good.
It's good, yeah? Enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
That's good, that's good. That's good. No, see, it's really happening tonight, and even the guys, well...
Where would the top part of this graveyard be?
The top part?
Because I'm getting directed to... I asked my uncle again.
We'll be up there.
We'll be up there.
Up there, it'll be for the top part.
I keep saying right.
Right, go right?
Yeah, 3 times, that takes you out of the grave.
I would say that there is the top. Yeah, I would say that there is the top. If not, I'll ask Linda in a minute.
Yeah.
So you're finding it alright then, Mark, yeah? Happy days, happy days. Ah, good man. Good man. Your sister's watching intently. Alicia loves the live streams. Alicia loves the live streams. Alicia's my screenshot taker. I would actually say a follower that we have for catching spirits on the screenshots. You know, a lot of screenshots she would send me, yeah, you can actually pick something out in them, you know. Yeah. She's very, very good at that. So guys, we'll just take a little walk up to the back of the graveyard, because Damien, that's where Damien is being directed through the cultist box. And we're just passing the round tower of Faughart here, guys. This was actually built around the time of the Normans, and there would have been different sort of towers based all over the North Louth, South Armagh area. This is one of them.
Very long time ago. Would it be over near this head? You don't see it there, but you don't.
Do you know how long ago it was he passed away, Damien?
I've never even thought about asking my mum now.
See, if this wee Ghost Pro, and if I have it well away from my phone anyway, so you can see the phone's not interfering with it.
Yeah. See, I was over here earlier on and I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But you see them graves the way they're all. I see because he was a baby.
Ah, true.
See,
There's somebody said, yeah. Do you see this? You see them small wee sort of rocks there, guys? You know, they're actually headstones as well. And that's how old this graveyard is. Oh.
Huh? Did you go off?
So they went off here. But as Liz said earlier on, the spirits are actually walking around us, and that's probably what it is. Just a spirit walking past.
It's actually shaking.
Oh.
I heard that.
Have you anyone here? Any spirits here? Could you please do that again, spirits? Could you please come forward and make the little light flash again?
It's like they're following us.
Are you following us, spirits? What did he say there? I thought he said yeah, or aye. It was one of the two. Well, you're more than welcome to follow us around the graveyard, spirits. We do understand you don't know us, and you're trying to figure us out. And we hope you will come to realise we don't mean you any harm.
We just want to talk and communicate with you.
You see, Damien, some of these headstones.
Yeah, because
They're that old.
but see, even the wee small ones, that's babies, you would say.
Yeah, because a lot of the babies were actually reburied in here.
Yeah. Just even see over here.
Yeah. I was actually glad to hear that, because I would hate the thought of a car park built right over the top of.
Oh, no.
You know? So guys, Damien's a grave here,
I don't think I'm ever going to find it, to tell you the truth.
and we'll just take a walk around. He's been directed a couple of times. As I said, at night time, looking for a grave, it could be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Look at that there, look.
I'm sure, yeah. For those who've been following the page a long time, if you cast your mind back to the night myself and Damien investigated St Mary's graveyard in Uri, the two of us were running about like headless chickens searching for the grave of the Canadian airmen. And, and it was night time, we couldn't find it. And it was only the next day when I went round in broad daylight that I was able to find the grave. So, you know, graves can be very, very hard to find at night. We're just passing. There's a girl came through there.
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
We're just passing the well of St Bridget again, folks.
Who's this? Tell me your name.
Here, David. Where's the actual shrine to St Bridget? Ah, we'll find it, we'll find it.
Bridget, would you like to talk to us?
See, Liz said earlier on, they're walking around just sussing us out.
It's understandable, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a wee while.
Ah, Paul Mathers. Yes, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Paul. Paul said the next time we're out, put the ghost meter on a selfie stick. You'll be able to hold it out more in front of you, you know. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You getting any shadow?
I haven't seen any shadows tonight at all.
It's all lit up here.
It's all lit up here. That's the thing, because of the street lights outside. You know,
Like I know down there it's a bit darker.
basically our night vision's being contaminated by the street lights. So that's why Duckett's Grove is so perfect for investigating in the dark, because there's no lights around it at all. You know, just a part where the castle just be lit up, but away down in the gardens and then down by the ice house, no lights whatsoever. It's brilliant for investigating down there.
What they call first class.
It's what they call first class, is right. Like, I'm sure you remember the Glade Court investigations, folks. Well, I just want to say one thing. Fuck Glade Court.
Exactly.
You know,
And double fucking.
yeah, Duckett's Grove is the best place I've investigated so far, or we've investigated so far. Actually, this time last week, what time was it now? It's 25 to 1. So this time last week, we were actually in the garden of Duckett's Grove investigating. Guys, I just so wish I was there right now. I really do.
Aye, so do I. Home from home.
It is a home from home. Duckett's Grove really does feel like home, and we have been so privileged to be able to investigate there twice. Have 2 weekends, 2 great weekends. Right, so
What was that?
this just flashed. I mean, and it's the same area where I was standing the last time in here. And we don't have any overhead power lines or anything. I have this well away from the phone, so the phone's not interfering with it. Basically what you're just going to get, see tonight, this is just going to be one of those nights where the spirits are just going to suss you out. And you'll not really get any communication until you come back again.
It's never in this part of it, so I was thinking. You know what I actually think is, see the engraves that you can't read.
Yeah.
I actually think it's one of them. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe some other thing.
Oh, we're booped again. I mean, spirits just walking past you all the time. That's what's going to happen.
Like, we're not getting much of the focus.
No.
Even David, and he was saying it was very quiet.
Everybody's finding it very quiet tonight.
I feel relaxed.
So do I. I don't feel any.
No.
I don't feel under threat here. I don't get a bad feeling at all.
But you know yourself, even down the Duckett's, it was relaxing, even though we know the spirits that was going on, you know how haunted it was.
Yeah.
Or is, should I say. But it was nice. I think we were just glad to be there.
Ah, hey, sweetheart. Here's my girlfriend Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
She's just joined us. And I'll leave a wee. So, yeah, it's very quiet.